Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the Maldives is often cited as an example of one of the most vulnerable countries to the impacts of the climate crisis. As a small island state, these vulnerabilities are inherent. For centuries, our coral reefs have protected our shorelines and laid the foundation for our livelihoods. But now we live in a 1.2-degree world, where our coral reefs cannot adapt to the pace and intensity of global heating. The reality is that the Maldives and other small island states and vulnerable countries do not have the fiscal space to address both our immediate and long-term adaptation goals. But circumstances mean that we often must turn to our strained domestic budgets to do so. Our main challenge is the fact that resources that were pledged for adaptation, such as the $100 billion every year by 2020, have not materialized. We acknowledge that progress is being made, but when the world raised trillions as a response to COVID-19 in 18 months, we question the pace and commitment for climate financing, and specifically for adaptation. We ask that these processes are aligned with the urgency that is required for adaptation in our countries. We know that it is easier to attract partnerships on mitigation. It is seen as more profitable, but we would argue otherwise. Partnering and investing in adaptation now can prevent extensive loss and damage in the future. The Maldives appreciates the efforts by developing countries to increase their financial commitments for adaptation and are encouraged by the increasing interest expressed by partners to collaborate on adaptation. We are well known for our beautiful beaches and coral reefs, but we also have in place adaptation programs that incorporate local knowledge on adaptation that we can share with others. We welcome partnerships that will allow us to expand our local capacity and increase our resilience. We need partnerships to help us stop the shifting baselines of wonder in our ocean. This includes monitoring over 70 protected areas, finding innovative ways to protect our shorelines, and restoring our coral reefs and breakwaters. We need both immediate adaptation measures and longer-term nature-based solutions. I'd like to conclude by noting that there are limits to adaptation, and that these limits become more entrenched the longer we let emissions rise. We have 98 months to halve emissions in order for the Maldives to have a realistic chance of survival. Thank you.